The last thing I expected during my shift on orbital station Calvanis 3 was to be pulled into a diplomatic misunderstanding that could start a cross-species scandal. Or a marriage. I'm Lieutenant James Carter, Xenocommunications Officer, stationed on Calvanis 3, a neutral trading post orbiting the star Volaris. We handled everything. Cargo inspections, translation disputes, first contact interviews, and sometimes, cultural faux pas so bizarre they became station legends. That's where the Virellans came in. They're a matriarchal alien race. Tall, graceful, bioluminescent skin that flickers with color depending on emotion. And I had been assigned as the cultural liaison for their ambassadorial daughter, Arvenia Trell. She had arrived 6 weeks ago. Intelligent, assertive, and surprisingly funny, Arvenia had taken to Terran sarcasm quickly. We'd spent many hours together navigating Earth customs, galactic etiquette, and trying to get her mother, High Matron Trell, to stop treating humans like semi-intelligent lab animals. One evening, while I was sipping synth coffee in the diplomatic lounge, Arvenia entered, shimmering in a formal blue robe lined with silver feathers. Her emotions pulsed across her skin, pink-orange curiosity, light blue amusement. She looked nervous. "James," she said, standing very close. Virellans didn't have the same sense of personal space. "I have something to tell you." She leaned in, just inches from my face. Her eyes glowed amber. "I introduced you to my family as my husband." And blinked. "You did what now?" "Middle." She pulled me aside and explained. "It is complicated," she began. "In Virellan custom, when a female of age selects a potential life partner, she introduces them to her family during a festival. This introduction is considered the formal start of a betrothal process." "Wait. Festival?" "The Festival of Ilerkai. Started last night. I told them about you." "You told them?" "I didn't even meet them." "Well, we do things a little differently. I submitted your profile, genetic compatibility markers. Your bravery score from the Xeno Diplomatic Registry was quite impressive." My brain shut down for a second. "You proposed to me, with a resume." She gave a small smile. "And a blood sample." I stood in stunned silence. "Arvenia," I finally said. "We're friends." "Like you, sure. But don't you think marriage is a bit premature?" She blinked. "It is only the introduction stage. You're not required to say yes. But refusal could be seen as a public dishonor. My family holds a high position in the alliance. If you back out now, my status suffers." And just like that, I was trapped. Politely declining meant shaming her entire bloodline. Accepting meant entering the Virellan courting ritual, which included dancing rituals, psychic dream sharing, and cohabitation trials. "How long do I have before the next step?" "Yes. 3 days." I sighed. "Then I guess I need to figure out how to become a decent alien fiancé in 72 hours. The next day, the ambassadorial hall buzzed with activity. I was dressed in Virellan formal wear. Tight silken fabric, shimmering in hues of ocean green. I looked like a walking tropical fish. Arvenia walked beside me with poise, introducing me to her extended family via hollow projection. Her matriarch mother, High Matron Trell, eyed me with suspicion from her massive floating throne. "So this is the Terran," the matron said, voice deep and cold. "Yes, mother," Arvenia said proudly. "James Carter." "Bowed." "An honor, High Matron." I stared. "You are small." "Compact," I corrected with a nervous smile. The room tensed. Then the matron's scales flickered a deep violet, the Virellan equivalent of laughter. He is bold. That will serve you well." What followed was a barrage of tests, some mental, some physical, some just bizarre. I played a strategy board game with Arvenya's aunt, and lost badly. I had to identify virulent spices by scent. My nose burned for hours. Finally, they hooked my brain up to a translator drone and analyzed my dreams. Apparently, dreaming of flying pianos and cats in spacesuits made me creatively desirable. That night, Arvenya and I were placed in the same suite for bonding time. It was a Virellan custom. Nothing physical was required, just sharing thoughts, emotions, and experiences. We lay in the gravity-suspended sleep chamber. "I didn't expect to enjoy your world so much," she whispered. "I didn't expect to be pseudo-married to an alien woman," I replied. She chuckled. "I didn't say I disliked the idea." There was a pause. "James, do you resent me for this?" she asked softly. I looked at her, the glowing patterns shifting gently across her skin. "No," I said. Confused. Scared. Definitely. I don't regret it. Third day. The decision. The final phase arrived. The ritual of decision. It took place in the observation dome, beneath the glowing auroras of She Valeris. All the Virellan dignitaries were present. The matron watched from her throne, arms crossed. Arvenya stood beside me, both of us on a floating platform that slowly ascended in silence. "If you accept," she said through our private neural link, "we will be bonded. It is not forever. But it means you acknowledge our compatibility and agree to explore the path forward. And if I say no?" She looked away. "Then we part." I'm shamed. My selection is called into question. It may affect my entire lineage's standing. "No pressure," I muttered. But the thing was, despite the absurdity, the cultural whiplash, and the alien protocols, I had grown close to her. Her intelligence, her wit, her weird obsession with Earth pizza. I realized in some strange way I did care for her. The matron's voice echoed. "Let the human speak." I stepped forward. "I came to this station to do my duty. I didn't expect to meet someone like Arvenya. She's remarkable, and terrifying, and brilliant." Few dignitaries nodded. I don't know what the future holds. But if this ritual means that I choose to walk beside her and figure things out together, then yes, I accept. The matron's skin glowed bright white, a sign of approval. The hall erupted in melodic harmonics, a Virellan sign of joy. Arvenya turned to me, eyes glowing gold. "You really said yes." I grinned. "You introduced me as your husband. I figured I should at least earn the title." She stepped closer, the space between us humming with energy. "Then let our journey begin, husband." Ending. Months passed. I became the first human formally welcomed into a Virellan noble house. It was surreal, me, a Terran comms officer, being called consort designate of House Trell. Arvenya and I worked together as diplomatic envoys. I helped bridge communication between Virellan and human colonies. She learned to cook pasta. I learned how to dance in zero-G while avoiding her great uncle's 6 flailing tentacles. Eventually, the term husband didn't feel strange anymore. One evening, under the stars of a twin-mooned world, I turned to her. "You know, you never asked if I'd marry you properly." She smiled, her skin glowing soft lavender. "I didn't have to. You already said yes." And somehow, she was right.